What's up, with it, man? It's the Bronco at the Frog coming at you with another reaction video. Shout out the man, Football Iconic. Get that man to 350,000 subscribers. Shout out him to making this video. This has been an ongoing topic in the Fro Boy community, man. The sad reality of Borussia Dortmund, a club with no ambition. I've been saying for the longest that I don't see how anybody outside of Dortmund can be a fan of this club. They're literally here to be an academy team for bigger clubs like Bayern, for bigger clubs like Real Madrid. They literally just set off their talent to everybody else. Them boys ain't never gonna win nothing. Them boys ain't trying to win nothing. What's the point of being a fan of this club? Just to enjoy the game, enjoy the vibes, like the vibes is high, but you're not winning. They had their chances to win even with Jude, and they ended up fumbling the bag, and guess what? Right after they fumbled the bag with Jude, instead of running that hoe back, what they did? They sold that man well, he left for Real Madrid, but it just needs to be a whole little uproot culture change, maybe like within football culture also, because hey, like Mr. Football Iconic said, bro, it's a sad reality. Hey, sad reality of Borussia Dortmund, club with no ambition. Let's see what goes on.
We have very different conditions. Borussia Dortmund must overperform. Bayern must underperform. And if both deliver normally, Bayern will be champions for the 12th time.
But that's like,
whether people like to hear it or not, that's a fact.
Let this sink in for a bit. That boy say BVB must overperform and Bayern must underperform. That's the only time that Borussia Dortmund can be champions. But we ain't taking into account Leverkusen. Leverkusen just did their thing. So I'm asking the chat, did Leverkusen win that hole or did Bayern lose it? I know the answer because them boys did go invincible, so I can't say. I think Leverkusen did win that hole. They went invincible. They ain't lose a single game in the Bundesliga. So the fact that BVB really just let Leverkusen come out of nowhere and just go stupid before they did and take the damn championship, the year after that BVB was supposed to win it, after they sold the... see, like I say, I don't know how you can just be a fan of this club, man.
Borussia Dortmund CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke said this in 2023, a week after Dortmund came second in the Bundesliga, even though they went into the final day 2 points on top.
I remember this like it was yesterday, boy. They came in that hole 2 points on top. What exactly ended up happening? Didn't they draw the game or did they straight up lose that hole? Nah, I think they drew because even if they draw, Bayern will win because they ahead on goal differential. Look at that. 53 goal differential versus 39. They ended up drawing, and then Bayern Munich, boom, ended up. Boy, that's a damn shame right there. They drew the Mons and then Bayern beat Colin in the 88th minute, bro.
Top. There is truth to his statement. The clubs have different working conditions, but for the head of an organization to publicly state this about a situation that was actually completely in their control, that is a problem. And it's systemic. Borussia Dortmund have an insanely passionate fan base, the second most members of any German club, the biggest stadium in the league, 81,000 tickets sold out instantly every week. And
how many?
In the league, 81,000 tickets sold out instantly.
I want to hit this hoe. Y'all remember I did my Bundesliga stadium reviews? Signal Iduna Park, bro, this is bucket list. I want to go to that hoe bad.
Every week. And I strongly believe that they're a team that many non-Germans have chosen to support simply due to the fact that they've been viewed as the underdog over the last 20 or so years. But they are in fact not a small underdog minnow of a club. Sadly, statements like the one Watzke made prove that the club's managing staff view themselves
as BVB fans
with
in the
an
chat.
Annual revenue of 420 million euros for the 2022-23 season. They were the 12th highest revenue generating club in all of Europe.
Let's look at this list real quick. They are the 12th highest revenue gaining club. They was just in the UCL final, but like I say, they had a Mickey Mouse road to the UCL final, but they still made the UCL final though. AC Milan is behind them boys with 385 euros. Inter, they made it to the final the year before Borussia did. Now, is it anybody on this list that y'all are shocked at that Borussia Dortmund has made more money than? I see Atletico Madrid behind them with 364. In terms of clubs, like AC Milan and Inter and Atleti are all three bigger clubs than BVB. And, BVB making more money than them boys. Now, let's see who is ahead of them. You shocked at West Ham? That West Ham make that little? I thought Newcastle had the little Saudi oil money buyers. I thought Newcastle would have been like in the top 10. All right, above BBB, we got Juve. We got Arsenal, not a surprise. We got Chelsea, not a surprise. Tottenham, not a surprise. Liverpool, not a surprise. Straight Premier League. God damn. We got Bayern. We got Manchester United. We got Lona. Paris Saint-Germain. We got City. Then we got Real Madrid at number 1. Now, this is obviously not plus minus on like how much they earn versus how much they spend. Because I heard Barcelona was broke, right? I see Barcelona is sitting here at top 5, but I thought them boys was broke. So it has to be kind of a different list.
12th highest revenue generating club.
Revenue generated, but they spend more than they get, I guess.
Results saw an increase from that figure to 510 million, a figure that put them just shy of the top 10, but still over 100.
You see how high Newcastle jumped that following year? Year, more by more. Newcastle jumping up there, and Lona, them boys moved down to 6, and then Paris Saint-Germain, they moved up to that number 3 spot.
Million euros above 12th place Atletico Madrid. The uptick in revenue is due to them making a Champions League final.
1 bill.
12th place Atletico Madrid. The uptick in revenue is due to them making a Champions League final. Fluke or not, this is a club that is expected to compete for gold, not silver. Look at the clubs in the top 15 here. Real Madrid, Man City, Arsenal, Bayern Munich.
Why he do Tottenham like that and he finna do United like that?
Barcelona, Liverpool, Milan, they may not have Bayern money and certainly can't afford 20 million euro salaries.
But still get dubs.
Lately, it seems like they've simply given up the pursuit of innovating like they have before. Leverkusen's 23-24
Look at that.
season
That's
was
a shame for
generational.
BVB.
You can't expect that to be replicated. But Stuttgart's wasn't. And they finished above Bayern. You could argue that Bayern underperformed.
I ain't even think about... Bro, I didn't even think about what position that Borussia Dortmund finished last year. All I thought about was just Leverkusen. I just automatically assumed that BVB was like 3rd behind Bayern. Bayern wasn't even 2nd place. Stuttgart finished 2nd. Bayern was 3rd. Leipzig was 4th. And then Borussia finished all the way at 5th, bro. A damn shame.
Wasn't. And they finished above Bayern. You could argue that Bayern underperformed, they did, but what's Dortmund's excuse? They've been in regression for a while. The problems are aplenty. There has been infighting on the board level, with people going after each other's jobs. There's clearly been some missteps in decision making. Players are not making an effort. Fans are having strong words with them. 6 head coaches in 8 years. Soon, that will be 7. At the time of recording, no wins in 2025 at all. 3.
Damn. Lost 2-3 to Leverkusen. Leverkusen snatched their chain. At the time of this recording, it is February 27th. Somebody let me know. Has Borussia Dortmund got a dub? Okay, they beat Union Berlin 6-0. But then they drew with Sporting, lost to Bochum. Okay, they beat Sporting in the Champions League. They lost to Stuttgart, beat Heidenheim. They beat Shakhtar, drew with Werder, Bologna. Yeah, these were the losing streak. Yeah, BVB is not having a great year right now at all, man.
Back-to-back defeats in domestic competitions in the space of 7 days. A loss to Bologna in the Champions League after they led but conceded twice in 2 minutes. Then a draw to Werder Bremen at home after being 2 goals up. Forget being happy with being 2nd. Right now, they have to settle for 10th. Who's to blame? As per this banner on display at the Bremen game, days after the sacking of Nuri Sahin, it's obvious. Address the elephant in the room. The problem
is the culture.
What we're going to do in this video
is the culture.
Understand where things went wrong and why fans have grown to be wary of whether the leadership has their best interests at heart.
All right, let's see what happens.
Subscribe. 2 decades ago, Borussia Dortmund was a club in the red. When they got themselves out of it, they committed to going all in on young talent to reduce costs. Their eye for said talent bagged them youth players that larger clubs weren't willing to take a chance on. Dortmund then turned them into household names, 5 to 10x their value. Eventually, young players that those bigger clubs were willing to take a chance on preferred to go to Dortmund instead. Haaland and Bellingham both could have gotten significantly more money elsewhere, but Dortmund was where they chose to incubate. Unfortunately, this strategy was a double-edged sword. It came with a lot of good, but also a lot of bad.
Like literally what I'm saying, they are a literal What academy? They are a literal academy club. That is like the second tier club that people go to so they can cook up and get a little bit better before they finally jump off. Feeder club, I like feeder club too, but academy club is a little bit more disrespectful. That's why I like the word academy club more. But yeah, like feeding all these talent and then, all right, you're good enough. Yeah, go ahead and go on for bigger, better things. Maybe clapping and shit, clapping them out. Nah, y'all need to fix that culture. Y'all need to be mad when somebody leave that hoe. Don't be clapping them and applauding them and, oh, thanks for everything, man. All that. You need to stay and help us win. We were just in the UCL final last year, man. Yeah, y'all mean, bro.
Yes, you'd bring these players in and they would become integral members of the team. That's good. But then they would end up leaving the club when they're at their most important for the team.
Look at that.
That's bad. But that money that
and
was
it's
brought
the fact
in
that stuff like this is just normal. This is accepted. Look at that. Look at that man Jude. They babysitting players. Like you said. Look at that man Jude. Man, y'all supposed to be. This is supposed to be in an actual ideal world, bro. This was supposed to be like the most heated move in club history right here. Goddamn Jude going to Real Madrid, then they gonna win a UCL first year. Why the hell y'all let Real Madrid get this man? And he beat y'all for it. Y'all sold y'all star player, or he left on his own, whatever. Star player went to goddamn Real Madrid and then beat y'all for the damn championship, bro.
They're at their most important for the team. That's bad. But that money that was brought in was then used to fuel the future growth for the club.
So y'all did sell.
That's good. Losing your best players is something every team has to deal with, especially when you're Dortmund. Their business plan actually depends on it. Strategic reinvestment, consistent recruitment, and cohesion at the top usually ensures that things don't go awry. However, lately, none of those things have been consistent, and well, things are going awry.
Ooh. Let's take it from the top. Where did it go
where
wrong?
do we start? It would be easy to look to the team and the coach, but that's not the genesis of this situation. We have to go a step above. In fact, we have to go to the very top. Hans-Joachim Watzke, the longtime CEO of Borussia Dortmund. He joined the club in 2001 after a...
Where he from? Hamza Racha. He sound Russian, but he can't be Russian because I thought they got rid of all the Russian owners. I'm just glad he not American. You know, boys love to blame Americans when shit don't go wrong. Hans-Joachim Watzke. Oh, he's German too? Okay, so this is the owner right here. Tight shit. Fans always have 50% plus one share of the club. All right, that's what's up. I still want to know, how does that even work? So does the fans each fan get like a paycheck? Just like the owners do, like for royalties or whatever the hell? Whatever small part that the fans own?
He joined the club, but more so a few years on, Dortmund experienced a massive financial crisis due to unsustainable spending by those in charge. They were very successful in the late 90s and early 2000s, but, mind my French, pissed it all away, spending money they didn't have. Both Uli Hoeneß and Watzke have confirmed that Bayern Munich even gave Dortmund an interest-free loan of 2 million euros around 2003. Reminder that this was only interest-free loan of 2.
They said Bayern Munich kept a long secret when they didn't know what to do anymore and could no longer pay salaries. Bayern gave them 2 million without security, like on some pity shit. Like they felt sorry for him and they say, bro, here, look, bro, get this 2 million so we don't want y'all to collapse. Like I say, if you're not from Dortmund,
2 million euros around
big bro them. I don't see how y'all can do it.
This was only 6 years after they had won the Champions League and 2 years following a league win. Now Dortmund will roughly
you should say Gary boys a
200 million
stimulus
in the
check.
gutter, so this 1% didn't exactly save them, but the prevailing belief is that it at least postponed the lights being turned off. In situations as dire as the one that they were in, that means something. In 2005, Watzke put together a budget and overall strategy that saved the club. The naming rights of the stadium was sold. Westfalenstadion became Signal Iduna Park. All players took salary cuts. They adopted a very neat and efficient method of
Signal Iduna gave them that much money?
A decade later, they were crowned back-to-back Bundesliga champions and made a Champions League final, humiliating Real Madrid in the process. He's earned his place in that final, humiliating Real Madrid.
Lewandowski with 1, 2, 3, 4 on all those heads. Ooh, Who fault was it is in this match? What was going on in this match in terms of Real Madrid standards on why they got that ad whooped like that against Dortmund? 4 goals. They went band for band. Rob and Nardo went band for band in the Champions League, too. Nardo's supposed to be Mr. Champions League. And that boy Lewandowski showed him what the deal was. Got a hat trick with no pen and then got a pen on top of it just to add the little cherry on top. Midfield got outclassed. Klopp's rock and roll tactics just shocked the world that year. Damn.
In the process. He's earned his place in the pantheon of great Dortmund figures, for sure. I only say all of this to give you further context on who this man was and why what I'm about to say for the rest of the video is so complicated. In early 2024, he announced his plans to officially step down from his position at the club at the end of 2025, ending a 20-year run as CEO. There is a lot of layers of bittersweetness to this because yes, he is responsible for a lot of the good that I just mentioned,
but he's responsible for a lot of bad.
He's also been steadily on the decline for years. Further to that, a lot of people see this move as him leaving without a proper succession plan while the club is at its arguably most disjointed in his entire tenure as CEO.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That does look bad on the outside looking in, bro. That boy did dip. The club is in turmoil after 20 years. They say, man, yeah, I can't take it no more, man. I'm finna go ahead and dip, and we finna get the hell out of here, bro.
That Dortmund have been consistently high earners in the realm of elite football over the last decade at least. But it's true. They do not hold a candle to the financial prowess of the big boys above them. Their buy low, sell high strategy was adopted for a reason. And believe you me, they are
that's what the outside of Anfield look like?
For a reason.
That look like a dump. Look at this dry ass grass. I gotta clean up a little bit something. Put like a park over here or something. The boy got it on. You feel me? That hoe look ugly. Y'all better be like Everton. Shout out Everton. You know, they new stadium do look good. I ain't saying replace Anfield.
They are desperate to try and find ways to bridge the gap. But this is where things get a bit contentious, not just from a Dortmund perspective, but from a Bundesliga perspective. Money over traditional values. These are some quotes by Dortmund Managing Director of Finance Carsten Kramer in 2023. We are still a football club and are not a marketing entity. We belong to the people. We don't belong to a government or a fund or a private equity company. We belong to 190,000 members. These are the strengths of our club.
I mean, whatever. Y'all still lose, bro. People love to be act all high and mighty. Oh, we're owned by the feds. Oh, we're not owned by corporations. Or we don't have oil money. Well, y'all asses losing. So y'all better go ahead and try to get that oil money so y'all can win something. Obviously, being owned by the fans don't work. Well, you can't say, oh, Bronco, you just don't get it, bro. Winning isn't everything. It's about loyalty. It's about respect. It's about morals and all of that. Man, all that. I ain't from Dortmund. Like you used to say, who give a damn about morals if y'all losing? I understand, man, whatever. Y'all ain't finna get me riled up in this hoe. That boy came in this hoe talking about some, I have the duty to gain as much commercial revenue as possible. But I always have to care for the he told us some authenticity. Boy, if I was a fan of this club and we losing, and you got the damn owner or whoever the hell this is going out in the press talking about, hey, we authentic, bro. We good. Your city, they just won a treble, but hey, that's an oil money treble. We're authentic over here.
Commercial perspective, I would be happy to develop ideas like PSG have done, but that wouldn't be Dortmund. This is the kind of quote that many fans have come to resent because it's contradictory in nature. He proudly says we are not a marketing entity, but then he goes ahead and says it's a pity that he can't increase the commercial revenue of the club using practices that directly go against the essence of the Bundesliga of Borussia Dortmund. But we all know that it's only really a pity because he knows that
Bayern is also fan-owned. When the last time Bayern won something? COVID? That's a genuine question too. Like, I ain't even trying to like talk shit. That's a genuine question. When the last time Bayern won the UCL? So COVID era. So before COVID era, what was the time? Because Bayern low-key fell off in recent memory too. 2013 was the last time. So the man, y'all should say Bayern is also fan-owned. Like them boys just be ravaging Europe or something recently. Them boys ain't been ravaging? Ha! Like I said, before COVID, and I really don't even count COVID sports. You feel me? I really don't even count. I'm a LeBron fan, and I don't even count that ring that he won during the COVID bubble era. I don't even count that as a real ring. All of that COVID stuff, bro, all of that is fake. So pre-COVID, last time them boys won the UCL was 2013. They been farming the damn Bundesliga. That's not saying much. Like, what has Bayern been doing?
I'm pretty sure that there is an opinion behind closed doors that the members are holding them back in a way. Listen, you need to make money.
Oh, this is a black dude?
Football is a business. Even before the big boom in revenue in the 90s that made everyone rich in this game, okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But the point is, you can't preach authenticity when going directly against the values of your base. Everyone knows what you really want to do.
Exactly.
In 2024, Dortmund partnered with massive arms dealer Metal, for example, which makes sense to me. I feel like having the idea of being armed when my team is losing is fantastic for society at large. That was sarcasm, but now I see that I missed the mark. In 2023, when private equity investment was being posed by the DFL for the Bundesliga to compete with the biggest European leagues, Dortmund were a staunch supporter of this. It's also worth noting that Hans-Joachim Watzke sits as the chairman of the DFL Supervisory Board. The deal would have seen 2 billion euros invested into the league by private equity firms such as Blackstone, Advent, and CVC.
Okay.
This would be in exchange for 12.5% of the broadcasting and sponsorship income the league brings in for the next 20 years. La Liga already have a very similar deal with CVC signed in 2021, whereby the share is 8.5% and the length of the deal is 50 years.
Okay, see, all right, now once we start getting to the business side of things and all the business mumbo jumbo and TV deals and shares and percentages, that's when I start to get lost. I'm lost right now.
The length of the deal is 50 years. The opinion here is that outside investors with a very clear mandate for maximizing profits as much as possible would negatively impact the interest of the common fan, match-going or otherwise, i.e. the reason why 50+1 exists in the first place, and the reason why people have access to the footballing experience regardless of their background in Germany. The reason why people have access to the footballing experience.
Ooh, that shit is tough, man. Like I say, the fandom is like no other.
Regardless of their background in Germany. In the future, top fixtures could be played at 10:30 German time for the benefit of an American primetime audience, as is already the case
for that money.
Spain, or even abroad, if it helps open up new revenue streams for the investor.
What y'all think about these? What y'all think about moving times back for American primetime audience so your club can get them American dollars, man? What y'all think about that? That's a dub or L? Y'all should say horrible. Fucking did I say hell nah, man. Hell nah. That is horrible. Sad day. What did they already do it? He said the La Liga already do it. That's why goddamn Real Madrid be playing at 2:30 and shit. I think they 6 hours ahead of Central Standard Time. So they be playing games at like 8 at night. That game be starting late as hell. Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's not that late. Well, shit. Well, yeah, you're right. Because NBA games be starting at like 7. And West Coast games started. Nah, hell nah. I feel like that is late. 8:30 and all of that. Hot weather during the day. Tight.
Person Klaus Schneider.
But Football Iconic said it's revenue reasons for American primetime audience.
Speaking on behalf of Dortmund's many fan groups, Bundesliga fans revolted in protests and Dortmund fans led the charge. A 2/3 majority was required from all 36 Bundesliga and Bundesliga 2 clubs to approve the deal. That means they needed 24 out of 36 votes. 20 voted for, 11 against, 5 abstained. Motion rejected. When it comes to Dortmund, it seems that the belief is that the club is moving further and further away from the nature of relationship they once had with the support and the values they stood for, but at the same time, it also looks like internally they're desperately clinging on to the past. From reading articles and press releases and watching interviews, Watzke always refers to doing things
the Dortmund way.
Quite a lot. Not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Most clubs, successful, unsuccessful, they do things their way. But hold that thought for a second as we go down the organogram. But
what happens when the Dortmund way isn't good enough? You gonna keep your Dortmund way? That's like I said. Y'all remember at the beginning? I said that it's a tradition problem. Something has to change now. You can keep doing it the Dortmund way, but you go keep losing. You want to win? You got to look in the mirror. Change it up or no trophy, like LFC said.
Is on his way out. But what about the rest of the gang? The succession plan, if you will. There's been a lot of shuffling around.
Then what is it? If it ain't a problem, shit, they losing. Is losing not a problem? They selling their best players. Is that not a problem? That's part of their culture, selling their best players because of money or whatever. Every club has bad seasons. When the last time they won the Bundesliga? 2013. That was over 10 years ago. That's more than a couple bad seasons. Jude and Holland was never going to stay in BVB no matter how much they was getting paid. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. I don't know, how do you go about changing to fix that? Obviously, footballers don't look at BVB as a big club. How do you fix that? I don't know. And you know why people don't look at them as a big club? Because of the Dortmund way. The Dortmund way isn't big club mentality.
Around and
stepping stone club, like Yusuf said.
Creation of brand new roles and titles and just a general shift in responsibilities. But I'm only going to really speak on a handful of personalities, the public-facing ones. Most of Watzke's responsibilities, communication, finances, HR, have been spread out across the existing executives. However, in mid-2024, a new position was created. Somebody at the very top that handles everything sport. A CEO of sport. You might hear me refer to that as Managing Director of Sport as well, but it's not to be confused with Sporting Director, which is a level below. So here are the main players. Lars Ricken, scorer of the wonder goal that sealed Dortmund's sole Champions League, was the youth coordinator and is now the new CEO of Sport. Sebastian Kehl, former captain of Dortmund during the prime Klopp years and current Sporting Director. He was the favorite for the CEO of Sport role. He didn't get it. Lots of articles during the round that say he and others within the organization weren't happy with this decision. Wherever the truth lies, I'm a firm believer that where there's smoke, there's fire. Matthias Sammer, another Champions League winner of the Ballon d'Or in 1997 while donning Dortmund colors, winner of the league winner of the Ballon d'Or. Smoke, there's fire. Matthias Sammer,
Matthias Sammer, this dude won Ballon d'Or? What position that man in? I done seen the Ballon d'Or video. Now, I don't think it started. I think it started. Nah, they said 1997. I think I did see the video. That's how forgettable this dude is. He won the damn Ballon d'Or. And I seen a Ballon d'Or video. I think it was every Ballon d'Or winner in history. And I still don't remember him. Dortmund was just in the Champions League final. Mickey Mouse rolled to the Champions League final. And did they win that hoe? Hell no. Did they score in the final? Hell no. You hear me?
Champions League winner of the Ballon d'Or in 1997 while donning Dortmund colors, winner of the Bundesliga with Dortmund as a player and a manager. He later became the Bayern Munich sporting director and led them to a European treble.
Yeah, how do you let this happen? Ballon d'Or winner for the club, and he ends up going over to Bayern to be board member of sport. How do you let this happen?
Munich sporting director and led them to a European treble in 2013.
And won the treble with
the final on his way there. He's now an advisor to the board and a frequent critic of the team in the press. He's
the team can neither attack nor defend. Hold on. He on their ass. Where was the last shot on goal? The 17th minute? There's no clear structure. Everything is falling apart.
But he's right. And then we have Sven Mislintat. Another person with a long history at the club and maybe the most unhinged person in the place. A chief scout between 2006 and 2017. Credited with being a big influence in signing Robert Lewandowski, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Shinji Kagawa, Ousmane Dembele, among many, many more.
We're Christian. We're Christian. Come on now. Don't make me have to dislike video elevated interest, bro. Don't disrespect Chris Pulisic like that. My mama, next time you include Christian in these conversations, you go put Dembele up in here. Hey, throw Christian Pulisic in there too.
Among many, many more. But he's reportedly never been too easy to work
bro.
with.
You don't mean
Thomas
many
Tuchel,
more, Christian.
who many would say the same thing about, can attest
you include him.
The two locked horns and Mislintat headed for the exit. He bounced from there to Arsenal and Ajax, and controversy followed him everywhere he went. He signed several players at a loss for each team and even started signing players that were represented by friends and companies he had direct connections with. He even got in the face of Ajax coach at the time, Maurice Stijn, when he didn't play Dian Ramaj, a goalkeeper that he signed, ahead of other options. He's gifted, but he's nuts. And right now, it seems like he's more nuts than gifted. So Dortmund did the sensible thing and rehired him in April 2024 as a squad planner in an advisory role with no say on the final.
What up, Bronco?
Q-Say in the business. Shout out that man Q-Say for the 100 bits, man. What's up with it, bro?
Decision to sign players. He's since made several unsanctioned TV appearances, approached players unbeknownst to Dortmund, and is accused of leaking sensitive information to the press. Worse yet, he supposedly won Sebastian Kehl's job as sporting director and has already had many of his ideas favored over those of Kehl since his return.
What do they have going on? Why would they re-sign this dude? It just seems like trouble. Ticking time bomb, like Pokey Ditto said.
Since his return, there's a phenomenon known as standing too close to the elephant. It basically means you're so occupied or enamored by a certain subject that you give no consideration to the big picture. Edin Terzic, the manager before Şahin, was also a long-term Dortmund man. He started as a scout and youth coach, left, came back, and eventually became the manager. He is said to have recently left Dortmund by his own volition. Of course, he did fall out with some of the players, and there were rumors that he was losing faith in the backrooms at the club. Nonetheless, he often cited how emotionally attached he was to the club, being a boyhood fan, being an employee at the club for cumulatively a decade. He's been seen crying with the support after losses, being incredibly emotionally attached, which is a great thing.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Perhaps he was too close to the elephant. One can only imagine this affected his ability to make those really ruthless decisions. One of the main critiques that Watzke and his board have received over the past couple of years is their unwillingness to try out new things in line with what some of the bigger clubs are doing.
Being stubborn.
Hire new elite managers, ones that don't have Schwarz-Gelben in their past. And if they do, make sure they're qualified. Throw your hat in the ring for some of the best players out there. Express a desire to be the best. All of these points are contradictory to Watzke's own words. Again, going back to 2023 after Dortmund lost on the final day.
The Dortmund way.
In the new season, Watzke expressed happiness with Dortmund being on track to make 68 points by the end of the season.
Y'all see what I'm saying? See, y'all see why the top players leave this shit? The start of the season was not bumping. We have 8 points from 4 games. If we extrapolate that, hey, we reached 68 points. And then we were where we always are. We reached that 68 point mark. We good.
No team has won the Bundesliga with 68 points since Kaiserslautern in 1998.
So they show you, they don't even care to win that hole. They not even trying to win. Talking about some, hey, at least we meet 68 points so we can get our second place that we get every year. Boys ain't won the league with 68 points since 1997-98.
Never happened again. They are clearly happy.
Where fifth though is, man?
And before anyone goes ahead and uses the money arguments over here, Dortmund are not a poor club. All right, Niklas Süle is on about 11 million euros a year. Serhou Guirassy, who just signed, is on about 9.8 to 10 million. And they've shown in the past that they are able to spend wisely.
He say Dortmund don't got the money to keep their world-class players, but did he just say that money is not a problem? He said that to you.
Never happened again.
Listen,
they are clearly happy with second. And before anyone goes ahead and uses the money arguments over here, Dortmund are not a poor club.
He talking to you, Emu.
Süle is on about 11 million euros a year. Serhou Guirassy, who just signed, is on about 9.8 to 10 million. And they've shown in the past that they are able to spend wisely and be innovative enough to beat some of the bigger clubs at their own game. And on that note, Dortmund are beginning to realize the problems at hand and how deep they go. But they're also prioritizing something that's letting their biggest selling point slip away. Short-term joy over long-term success. Many players in their late 20s and 30s are arriving, and these players will not be sold for as much as they're being bought for. At the moment, Jamie Gittins is the only player under 23 that's been shining in this squad.
Damn.
Like Sancho, he came from Manchester City. He's 20 years old right now, and I don't think anybody is under any illusion that he will still be at the 20 years old right now. And
yeah, I don't know ball. I do not know ball. I did not know. Hold on. So is Sancho, he's a City Academy product? Oh, you don't think he ever. All right, I was about to say, I do not know ball. I don't know where I thought that he came from, but it wasn't City. I didn't think he never played for the first team. All right, now that's the reason why I don't know that then. I was finna feel real bad.
And I don't think anybody is under any illusion that he will still be at the club in 2 to 3 years.
Hell
Julian
no.
Duranville also fits into that category, but he's been struggling with hamstring problems all year.
50 days. The Dortmund way?
And finally, that brings us to Nuri Sahin. We don't have to have a discussion about Sahin. Nuri is not up for discussion. Rather, the players who have to question themselves. Strange thing to say about a coach that you would go on to fire about 8 days later. Lars Ricken said this of Sahin after the club's 4-2.
Gio Reyna, United States of America! Even though they moved on from him, didn't they ship off Gio, or did they say that they was finna ship him off? Hey, shout out to United States of America, Giovanni Reyna. Never really gave him people. Well, he always did stay hurt a lot of the time, but like, come on, man. Shout out Gio Reyna, bro.
Holstein Kiel, a team that only has one Bundesliga season under their belt.
Oh.
This one. They will be relegated this year, but Dortmund were 3-0 down by halftime.
That's
I think there are very, very few realities in Doctor Strange's vision.
That is embarrassing.
Where this appointment was a success. Nuri Sahin, born in the area, a product of the Dortmund Academy and a long-time servant of the club, was the definition of a wunderkind. Debuted for the club at 16. The Bundesliga Player of the Year in 2010-11 as Dortmund won the league and handed a big move to Real Madrid because of it. Things never really worked out at Real Madrid for him, nor moved to Real Madrid in 2010-11.
Came to the club at 16, Player of the Year, won a title, and guess what? Well, time to move on to bigger and better things. Time to go on to Real Madrid.
And as Dortmund won the league,
and then insult the injury, he didn't even work for him.
To Real Madrid because of it. Things never really worked out at Real Madrid for him, nor anywhere else. Not like it did at Dortmund, at the very least. But he remained at the heart of the Schwarz-Gelben future, returning as a player on his way to eventually retiring at Antalyaspor in 2021. He gets 2 years of experience as the manager, then joins Edin Terzic's team as an assistant. Terzic leaves, and now he's made the manager at 36 years of age. The same age as Mats Hummels, who also left 13 months later, and he is no longer employed. If you look at their basic stats on the Bundesliga website, you'll see that they're 14th in intensive runs, 11th in sprints, and 15th in distance covered. For a team that goes for a high-pressing, possession-based style, they don't run very much.
That's not good.
That's a problem. They have fantastic players, but they don't look very committed to the cause, do they? Imagine seeing Klopp's heavy metal football, falling into a coma, and then waking up to this. It's tragic. The leadership seems absent, and funnily enough, Dortmund have quite a lot of players that fit into that experienced category where leadership is kind of expected. Emre Can, Pascal Gross, Sergio Guirassy, Julian Brandt, all 28 or older. All of them must shoulder some blame here. Was Sahin the problem? Or was it the people that put him in charge purely because it follows the Dortmund way?
Bro,
what's done is done.
Everything from top to bottom just...
Right, but if Dortmund want to salvage something in the very near future, their approach is going to have to be twofold. They need to win back the trust of the support, and they need to muster up the sense of initiative that propelled them to where they currently are in the first place. And based on the very recent past, it seems that simply rehiring the people that were there during those glory days isn't enough.
Hey, brings me back to my original point. Shout out Football Iconic for making this video, bro. Go subscribe to him. Class video as always. Hand clap in the chat. Hand clap for Football Iconic, bro. Hey, sad reality of Borussia Dortmund, a club with no ambition. Like I say, if you are not from Borussia, if you are not from, I say Borussia. If you are not from Dortmund, how? I don't see how you can pray and be a fan of this club, because they seem like they just have problems from top all the way to the goddamn bottom, from players to managers to CEOs to culture and the Dortmund way. They need to change that damn Dortmund way. Forget all the tradition. Eventually, you just gotta straight go to F tradition. It's time to win. Like, you can talk down and you can be all wondrous and what's the word I'm looking for? On your high pedestal, talk about some, well, we could be like PSG, but we rather not go that route. We rather do it the Dortmund way. Get the hell out of here, boy. Y'all want to win or not? I'm out.